Curl of KLWG Jewellery channel. Welcome subscribers, new subscribers and people who just popped in. Welcome all. I'm so grateful you're here. Today we are going to be making a necklace from Bargain Bead Box's ice cream shop. How about we get beading? What we're going to do is we're going to do the fully beaded chain first, and we're going to put the bead stopper up against the spool so that none of the beads go in. Alright, so we're going to put 5 spacer beads on to start off with. Just give me a second. So, as I said, we're starting with the 5 spacer beads. Alright, this is to give room. Alright, so the beads don't all crunch off next to the pendants. Because the way the pendant is sat, they can actually bunch up next to the pendant if you put the bigger beads on. These beads are so small. In my eyes, I can barely see them. So, how has your week been so far? Did you enjoy the last thing I released? Have any of you made it? Did any of you find it useful in making something else similar? These crackle beads. Now, these holes are even harder to find. Now these are holes I can get on with. Nice and easy to see. Don't you just love it when you can actually see a hole in a bead? I'm going to apologise about my coughing. As I'm sure many of you know that watch my channel, I've been quite poorly for a few months and cannot seem to get rid of this cough. And I keep losing my voice, which is why I regularly haven't been able to record, because I've had no voice to be able to record. Because you can't exactly do a recording where you're chatting to people without a voice. I do apologise for knocking my camera. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move you down a bit. So I'm not knocking you so much. And I need to adjust my focus. There we go. So you can see everything that's going on, and I'm not knocking you about every time I move. Because usually when I'm beading, I have you a lot lower down. But because I was bead weaving the other day, I had my camera set up a bit higher. Because of course, pulling through like that, you're going to hit your camera. And you don't want to be doing that when you bead weaving, hitting your camera. I do apologise. I'm sorry about the coughing. Because I don't like sending you guys seasick by knocking the camera constantly. I'm sure you guys don't like being seasick constantly by me knocking the camera either. So, is everyone ready for the Great Bead Extravaganza this weekend? Because I'm looking forward to it. Because after this necklace, I'm going to release Wicked Brew. Hopefully do another jewellery video. And then hopefully release the Great Bead Extravaganza kit that I've got. And hopefully it'll be on time as well. Right on time for the weekend. Been released in conjunction with TGB, hopefully. Because if I time it right, I'll actually record it the night before, rather than what I usually try and do and record it the day of. So, I've been watching reruns of some of my favourite TV shows. I've been watching reruns. I fully watched Grey's Anatomy again, ready for when the new season of Grey's Anatomy came out. I watched a full rerun of Private Practice, which is a Grey's Anatomy spin-off. I watched a full rerun of Station 19, which is a Grey's Anatomy spin-off. And I am now watching a full rerun of The Resident, waiting for the new season to come out. So I'm watching all of them. So, just basically doing some catching up of everything. Does anyone else do that? When they're waiting for something to come out, watch like everything back from the beginning so that they've got like a total historical reminder of their favourite TV show. If you do, put a yes in the comments of yes, I'm a historical TV watcher. Because I would love to know who else is just like me. Oh, I cannot get this bead. There we go, got it. Oh, the rest of these beads should be pretty easy to get on. All apart from the spacer beads in between. really hope you guys enjoy this necklace. I honestly hope it turns out alright, because I will state something. I have not made this necklace in full as of yet. So I do hope it turns out alright and turns out how I'm hoping it will turn out. So this is generally a wing and a prayer necklace. So it's either going to work or it's not going to work. So this is a here goes nothing necklace. So if it works, oh, I'll put that on in the wrong place. If it works, you guys are going to see this video. If it doesn't work, then you won't see the video. Right, so there we go. We've done the whole thing. We've done everything there. So we're gonna crimp it on the one end, right, which is the top end. That's going to be where your toggle is. So we're going to bring in that end, and we're going to put on the crimp and make this the right size. Make both these loops the same size. Alright, so I'm just testing next to each other, a little smaller. Yep, that's about right. I'm going to hold these apart. I'm going to put it in the back notch. Centre it up. Crimp down. Turn 90 degrees. Put it in the front notch and crimp. So that should have crimped. Yep. As it has. So I'm just gonna give it a squeeze at the top. And I'm gonna get my pliers just to give it a tug to make sure. And no, it's slipping. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut that off. And we're actually going to re-crimp, because that was actually slipping, which it shouldn't have been doing, because I did actually crimp that properly. So we're actually going to re-crimp that. I do not know why it was slipping. I've had a couple slip like that recently and I do not know why. Maybe I just didn't squeeze hard enough. Right, so those loops are the same size. Keep the wires split apart. And again, I'm going to check it. If it doesn't crimp this time, I'm going to come off camera and try and crimp it. No, that crimped perfectly. So we're going to go up right next to the crimp and cut the wire off. Now we're going to come down to the end. We're going to take the bead stopper off. We're going to cut the wire. Right, now we're going to bring in the pendants. Right, and as you'll see, this is crimped to the bottom portion. So on this, it's got two sides, and it's crimped to this side. So we're going to get a crimp tube. We're going to put a crimp tube on. We're going to go down and round and back through the crimp tube. We're going to curl up this. I'm going to make sure all the beads are tightened up first and then curl. Going to pull it tight first of all, but make sure all your beads are curled up. Not loose, but curled up. Check the tightness on this one. It's not too tight. It's got some movement, same as I've got on this end. So you can see it's got some movement, but it's tight. Right, so it wants to be able to move, a little bit, but not too much. Right, so now we've got that sorted, I'm going to put it in the back notch with the crimper tool, centre it, give it a firm squeeze, turn it 90 degrees, put it in the front knot and give it a firm squeeze. Then give a good tug to double check that it's done, which it is. As you can see, nothing's moving. And then cut off. And that's all we've got excess. So now, we've got to do the next side, the next chain. Just getting in the right position to do this. So now we've got that one. we need to get a chain and a wire. Well, what we'll do is we'll bead it and then we'll put the chain on. So let's put this to the side to begin with. Out some more wire. Put on a bead and put on a bead stopper. Let's start beading. So to start off with, let's see what we've got on this side. So we've got, because I've got this laid out, I'm just going to find what I've got, so give me a second. We've got a spacer bead, then we've got a small daisy spacer, a crackle bead, a bead cap, one of the small ones, a spacer bead, there's a lot of bead caps and spacer beads in this one to put quite a bit of metal in this side of the on this part of the chain. Then a bead cap going the other way, then another bead, one of the crackle beads, then another small bead cap, going the other way, right, then we've got 2 spacer beads, then we've got one of the large small bead caps, then we've got a matte pink cherry pink quartz, then we've got another swirl bead cap going the other way, then we've got another spacer bead, then we've got another bead cap going the other way, going up, then another matte cherry pink quartz, and a bead cap on top of that, then we've got 2 more spacer beads, This spacer bead's really playing hard to get. Come on, little spacer bead. Stop playing hard to get. Show me your roll. Thank you. Alright. Then we're back to the small bead caps. and a piece jade, and another small bead cap, another spacer bead that's going to hide its hole from me. Oh no, it showed me its hole straight away. Right, then we've got another small bead cap, another piece jade, there's another small bead cap on top, then two small spacer beads, then we've got a large swirl bead cap, a kiwi jasper matte round, another swirl bead cap, a spacer bead, a large swirl bead cap, another kiwi jasper, oh sorry, slightly off camera there, so I'm looking for these holes and not paying attention to where I am on camera. Then we have two spacer beads, and then we go on to the crystal faceted round beads in cherry red. So we've got to put on two spacers first before we go on to the cherry red beads. But I've got to chase them for the little holes first. Which could take a minute or so. There we go. So now we've got a small bead cap, and now for really tiny holes, a cherry red bead with a tiny hole and a small bead cap, now another spacer, a bead cap going facing up, and another cherry red bead, which I cannot seem to get the beading wire through. There we go. And a bead cap facing down. Now we've got two spacer beads, if I remember rightly. Yep, two spacer beads right after these. Then we've got three of the crackle glass round beads in frosted mint. Then we've got 3 spaces. Then we got 3-piece jade. Got 3 more spacer beads. It is a very repetitive pattern, but it looks beautiful. It really does. All these colours together, these pastel colours are beautiful. Then 3 of the small cherry beads, the 4mm cherry beads. Right. Put them on, and then a metal bead right after, and then we're going to put on a length chain. Which, if you give me a minute, I will tell you how long the length of chain is. The length of chain is 1.5 inches long. So we're going to attach that to the soft flex wire with a crimp. So we're going to put it through. We're going to put the crimp on, put the last link onto the soft flex, and pull the soft flex through. And I'm going to bring up the chain, the one that's already got the chain on it. I'm going to check the size of the loop against this one. Which now are about the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my crimping tools, set it in the back notch, make sure it's well centered, and I'm going to crimp down. Then I'm going to come to the front notch, turn it 90 degrees and come to the front notch, and I'm going to crimp down and give it a good crimp. I'm going to give it a good tug, and it's done. Oh, sorry for knocking you. And I'm going to come and I'm going to cut that excess wire off. So now I'm going to bring the wire down. I'm going to cut off a length of wire on the other end. Move that out the way, and I'm going to get another crimp tube out, and I'm going to put it on the other end, and I'm going to crimp it to the other bit of chain. And this length of chain, I will check the length for you. This length of chain is 2 inches long. I'm going to put it through the last link of the chain and then feed it back through the crimp. And start pulling it down, but before I pull it all the way, I'm going to curl up the beads and I'm going to bring over this loop so I can get the same size loop on my bead, on it. Alright, so now I've got the same size loop, looking at it. Yep. I am going to put it in the back notch. I'm going to crimp it down. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees. I'm going to crimp it in the front notch. I'm going to give it a good tug and it's secure, and I'm going to cut that off. Cut that excess off. So now I'm going to get my 2 pairs of pliers and I'm going to get my jump ring. I'm going to open my jump ring. Now when it comes to opening jump rings, always open your jump ring with 2 pairs of pliers, never with your fingers. Never open your jump ring by doing that, because you'll never get it back into shape. Always open your jump ring by doing that. Okay, and close it the same way, because that is the only way you're ever going to get your jump ring back into shape. If you have to use the tip of one of your pliers, which is what I'm about to do in a minute, that is another way to get your jump ring closed again. What I'm about to do actually is, rather than put that on first, I'm going to put this jump ring, I'm going to open it up quite a bit and I'm going to put it round the thing first. Now I'm going to use my hands to put it round rather than my pliers, and then grab it with my pliers. Then I'm going to put the chain on. And always make sure your jump ring is very well closed, because you don't want nothing sneaking out of it. You have to check with your nail. Right, so there we go. At the moment, I've got those set together. Alright, so now we are going to I'm going to hang everything up outside the camera so we can get everything in position. Alright, so there we go. So now I'm going to attach everything with jump rings. So on the one side I'm going to use a larger jump ring, which I think to have put down somewhere. There it is. We use a larger jump ring to pull everything together. So put the chain on. And put the chain on. Alright, so those two are on. And close it up really well. Then I'm going to use smaller jump rings for the toggle, which I'm going to find with my nail. Sorry, I'm knocking you about again. I do apologise. So now I'm going to get the small jump ring, put it through that jump ring I've just put on, and close it. Get the next one, open it, put on the toggle, and the jump ring, and close. And that gives you your toggle bar. So now I've got a larger jump ring here just to put on the actual toggle, the toggle loop. So just put on the chain, and put on the other part of the chain, and put on the toggle loop, and close that, and you've got the toggle and it closes. Alright, so there you go, you've got those two. So that's how that bit goes. Okay, so now what we've got to do is we've got to do the bottom bits. We've got to do this bit here. We've got to do this dangly bit here. Alright, so that's next on our agenda. Time to do the cluster to go on the bottom of here, which is going to be made out of the little red beads. Oh, sorry, these little red beads, the 4mm crystal faceted round beads in cherry red. I've wrapped most of them using a ball head pin in silver. So we're going to wrap two together, and then we're going to use 4mm jump rings to put them together. So let me bring you down a bit. That's the wrong way, Kelly. Right, so you can see how we're going to wrap them. So we've got a head pin. Might be a little close. There we go, zooming out a little bit. So let's find this little pesky hole. So first of all, put it on the head pin. Get chain nose pliers, put it on the end, Right, we're going to bend it over the top. Right, so we've got a little bend in the head pin. Then let me zoom you out a little more so I can actually show this. So we're going to put the round nose pliers in so that they're like that. Right, we're going to go up and over. Right, so up and over, go top to bottom. Right, so we get a loop, so adjust our loop, so we got a loop. Right, take it out, get a bent chain nose pliers, hold it very, very tightly. Right, so it doesn't shift. Grab hold of the ends of the head pin and wrap down towards the bead. Alright, so that's all we're doing. You can do this with your fingers, but it tends to be a little neater if you wrap with your pliers. Right, so just make sure that's tight, yep, and then cut it off. Make sure you hold your wire when you cut it off. Right, and use your pliers to push in any little burr that is sticking up. Just go around and push it in. Alright, so again, put your bead on. Well, I can find this little hole. There we go, there's the hole. So again, over the top, so you want to put your pliers on. Alright, you can put it further up the pliers so you have a bigger gap or close to the end. So over the top, so it's like that. So when you take it off, you've got your gap. Right. Then you want to put your round nose pliers in. Right. You want to go up and over. So you get that. Bottom to top, and then pull under, so you get that. Take your pliers out, hold on to it tight with your bent chain nose pliers so that your pliers are well out the way. Grab hold of the end of the wire and wrap down towards the bead. My wire wrapping skills are not perfect. Never have been, probably never will be. Hold on to the wire and cut. And then push in, and because as you can probably see here, you see how I've got a little burr sticking up. That's the bit you want to push in. Because if you don't push that in, it will scratch against your skin and pull at your clothes. So now we've got them. You want 2 pairs of pliers, right? And you want your jump rings. So let me pull my jump rings out and separate these. So we've got some 4mm jump rings. So we're going to find the gap in the jump ring. open jump ring up. We're going to put just one single one onto this jump ring, because we want this one to hang lower than the rest of them. So close that up. Make sure it's really tightly closed. Right, now we want to get our second jump ring. Find the gap. And open. Thread on our jump ring, and then we want to put one dangle on either side to make it balanced. Sorry, I've really got the shakes today, so it's very hard to hold a pair of pliers. Right, so one on either side, and then close it up and make sure it's very well closed. Right, then lay that down, making sure that you don't lose the gap in that jump ring. If basically you're worried about losing the gap in the jump ring, you can always put a head pin right where that gap is, right, so that you don't lose it. Right, so you can do that. That's one way not to lose your gap in your jump ring. Right, so your next jump ring. Right, in between the two beads, so you've still got one on either side. Right, and then again, one on either side. You can use smaller jump rings or bigger jump rings to do this, right, depending on how close you want your dangles. Right, just depends how big you want your cluster. You can add my apologies, you can add like 2-3 dangles to either side. You can add just the one to either side. It just depends how full you want your cluster. And add another one. And again, one to either side. And all I'm doing every time is I'm laying it down with the two beads spread out so I know where my centre is. And all I do is I put my jump ring on my finger and then just look for the gap. If you're using twisted jump rings, run your finger along the jump ring, right, and you'll find, like your fingernail, and you'll find the gap in the jump ring really easily. Oh, nearly lost the top. I think I've just lost the top of that dangle. Just give me a second. And again, add your next dangles. It's alright, I lost the top of the chain and forgot to add my dangles. So I closed the jump ring and just totally forgot to add them. So then, again, we're going to add our last set of dangles before we add it to the actual bottom of the necklace. Which I'm hoping this jump ring will be big enough. So again, onto the bottom, onto the cluster. As you can see, this cluster is absolutely beautiful. So one on one side. One on the other side. Then we want to grab a necklace, add that, add the bottom of the pendant, and close it. And then we've got a beautiful necklace, which I'm just going to get into position so that I can hopefully show you. So let me zoom you out. So here is our beautiful necklace with our cluster, and if you give me a minute, I'll turn you around and I will show it you on the bust. So here is our beautiful necklace with all our beautiful gemstones and our beautiful crystals. Just let me see if I can actually get it so it's straight. Alright, so we've got our beautiful rose quartz pendant reversed, rather than having it that way round. So the bell portion is at the top. We've got it pointing up, so we've got this beautiful cluster drop. We've got crystals coming and gemstones coming all the way up the side, with some crystals at the top here. We've got some chain here. We've also got some metal spacers going throughout the necklace, and we've also got some two different types of bead caps throughout the necklace. But I thank you all for watching today. Subscribers, new subscribers, and people who've just popped in today, and I thank all my new subscribers and old subscribers that have thankfully been joining my channel and have joined my channel a long time ago, and I thank all the people that have come in to watch. I am very grateful for you watching. But if you could all please like, comment, share and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you are notified when I release new videos or go live, I would be grateful. But thank you for watching today. I'm extremely grateful, and I really do hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye for now.